How's it guys and girls? Today is going to be a little bit different from my other videos. H&N was so kind to send me a couple of tins to experiment with, and I want to share this information with you guys as well. Now lately there's been a lot of questions regarding the pallet sizes when it comes to the .217 or the .218. Which one is the best? Is there a big velocity difference between those two sizes in a specific weight? Which one will work best out of my gun? You know, the questions just goes on and on and on and on. It is a very difficult question to answer because each air rifle's barrel is different. The twist rate, the chokes, the barrel length, there's so many things that you have to take in consideration to say this one will work best out of my gun. I will touch on that shortly in just a bit. What I want to do today is just show you I have the 21 grains, the 23 grains, 25 grains and 27 grains, both in .218 and 217, and we'll see what the difference is going to be with that. Unfortunately I won't be able to record my chronograph screen, but I will say every velocity and put it up on the screen as well for the specific slug size and weight. Also I'm going to shoot on 30 meters. There is a little bit of wind going on here today, as you might hear in the background. 30 meters is not really far enough to explain what slugs can do, and obviously I'm going to test all of them on one setting on this gun only. This is going to set a standard. So basically the gun is set up on medium power to shoot the 25 grains at I think it is 930 feet per second, around there, and that was the best results that I got out of my gun with the 25 grain Slug HPs. So with all that out of the way, so just know where we stand with this and what standard I'm going to work on. I'm going to show you guys what these pellets are going to do. So without further ado, let's get started and see what this slugs can do in different sizes and different weights. Okay, so firstly we're going to start with the 21 grains, the .218, and then I'll do the .217. We'll see what they do speed wise and accuracy wise as well. I have a target out there, a piece of paper, which I will show you afterwards how the things looks like, but I think it's going to be very interesting. 5 shots of each, so you can just see what's going on. I'm not going to shoot a massive short string, just for experimental purposes. So 218 first, that will be at the bottom. A 1015. 1012, 1003, 1014, 1012. So that's the first 5 shots with the 21 grainers, the .218. So let's get the tin of the 217s in and see what they can do and what the speeds they will give us. Okay, so next up is the 21 grainers, the 217s. that will be on top. So let's see. A 1016. 982. That was a massive drop. 1004. I think that other one wasn't really entering the barrel quite correctly. 1004. 1007. So there is the 5 with the 217s, the 21 grainers. One thing that I do notice from the start now is that 217s group way better than the 218s with the 21 grainers. So let's go to the 23 grainers 218s and see what they can do. Okay, so next up we have the 23 grainers 218s. So let's do this. $946 or 64, sorry, 964. 968. 965. 961. 972. That wasn't really too bad compared to the previous one, so it seems like my gun doesn't like the 21 grainers at all. So see, that's why we experiment. But there is a last thing that I want to touch on at the end of the video, so stay tuned until the end, because it might make your life a little bit easier. Next up will be the 23 grainers, the 217s. Okay, so now the 23 grainers, the 217s, and let's see what they do. $966. 956. 960. 960. 952. Let's go to the 25 grainers now, the 218s. Okay, here we go, 25 grainers, 218s. $927. 916. 918. 922. 937. So there was a massive deviation between the high and the low there. Let's go to the 25 grainers, the 217s, which shot the best out of my gun. Okay, so next up is the 25 grainers, the 217s. Let's see how they do. $930. $952, that was quite high. $934, got a flyer there. $931. And $939. So seems like my gun is shooting a little bit hot compared to when it got tuned. It might be that the batch that I got now is different from the batch that I got previously, so there is a little bit of a shift in what I'm used to. But again, I'll get to some of the parts in just a bit. Okay, so now we have the 27 grainers, the 218s, and let's see what they do. So here we go. $890. $900. $895. $904. $893. So lastly, the 27 grainers, the 217s. Okay, so lastly, the 27 grainers, the 217s. Let's see how they perform. Sorry for the dark image there. I see now the sun shifted behind the tree here, so I'm looking a little bit dark. So here it goes for the last 5 shots. Okay, so sorry for moving indoors. That wind outside is just unbearable and very cold, and unfortunately I did not record the velocities of the last 5 shots. My chronograph decided not to function the way it should. So without further ado, let's take a look at those groups that I shot, and here we go. I'll put a little insert here so everyone can see how they did, and I'll put all the dimensions in imperial and in metric so everyone can follow along and understand what we are talking about. Please bear in mind that all of these tests were done on the same power setting, so just to keep it as a standard, like I said before. Yeah, we have one thing to work off and not 10 things. So let's start with the group sizes, with the first slugs that I tried, which were the 21 grainers, the 218s. Here at the bottom they gave me a 22mm group. On top the 217s gave me a 23mm group. Moving over to the 23 grain 218s, they gave me a 16mm group, and the 217s gave me a 14mm group, which were the best out of all the groups that I shot today. I quickly want to stop here and just quickly touch on this. Like I said in the beginning of the video, my gun was set up for the 25 grainers because I only had the 25 grainers available here in South Africa. So initially everything was set up for
those slugs to perform well. As you'll see in a bit, these ones that I shot today did not perform as well as the ones in the past, and I think it's because the batches is different from each other. The oldest slugs that I had was about a year old, and these ones I got about probably a week or two back. So that might be the case, I'm not 100% sure, but unfortunately they did not perform as well as I initially thought they did. So let me show you. The 25 Grandest, the 218s gave me a 34mm group, which were actually the biggest group out of all. The 217s gave me a 27mm group, and as you can see, there's not really a big difference between the 217 and the 218 when it comes to the sizing and the velocity. So for those who are wondering if the 218 is going to give you less velocity or less speed than the 217 or vice versa, it's not the case. Although the barrel does like the 217s a bit more, because the initial group sizes of the 217s are smaller than the 218s. So moving to the 218s in the 27 grain slugs, they gave me a 30mm group, and the last 5 shots that I shot that I did not record, the 217s gave me a 19mm group, which was not too bad considering the speeds they were shot at. So I personally think there's 4 things that you need to take in consideration when you want to shoot slugs, and they are your barrel length, your barrel twist, barrel choke, and most importantly the velocity you are shooting them at. So you're probably wondering, what do I need to do then? Which ones will work the best for me out of my gun? And my recommendation to you is to go out and buy 2 packets of these H&N test slugs. H&N was so nice to go and make test packets. They come in 217 and 218, and you get 5 tubes with 30 slugs in each, and they range from 21 grains, 23, 25, 27 and 30 grains, and you have your ballistic information at the back. But first of all, go and buy the 217 and the 218 test packets, and firstly see which size shoots the best. If I take a look at my groups today here, I can see that the 217 is outperforming the 218 by a fraction. There's not a big difference, but the barrel does like the 217s more than the 218s. So there's no use in trying the 218s if they're not going to work for me. Maybe your gun will like the 218s over the 217s. You have to go test it. After that, I will strongly recommend you go and play around to see what slug weight works the best out of your setup, and if you have the availability and the option to tune your gun, go play around with the velocity to see if you can tighten your groups and see how they perform then. So the last thing that I want to leave with you is, if you get a group like this 14mm group at 30 meters, don't think you'll get a group like this or massive group at 100 meters or 100 meters plus. It might not be the case. As a lot of people tell us on YouTube and so on, that slugs keep their flight path better than pellets. It is the truth. So first of all, go play a bit, see what you get at a closer range, then go test it out at 100 meters plus and see what works for you. If the group is a bit bigger than you want to, then just tune your gun if you have the availability of doing that. So I really hope this video helped some of you guys, and I really hope that this video also answered some of the questions that have been asked, like which of the slug sizes, the 218s or the 217s, will work best out of my gun, and does the velocity increase when using the 217s or decrease when using the 218s. and I really hope that it will give you some clarity when moving forward and wanting to test some of these slugs out of your gun. I just want to give a big thanks to H&N for sending me these slugs to test for them. There are some other things that I also are going to test in the coming days. So if you are interested in seeing that as well, please hit that subscribe button down there. Also the bell notification so you can be notified when those videos go live. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Also remember to share this video with somebody that might benefit out of it and want some clarity around this whole slug thing. Maybe I can help them as well. Also leave a comment down there if you have some questions regarding some of this. I'll try to help you as far as possible. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.